Alright, so, sorry for all the mess ups earlier. That's how live video goes sometimes. Learn the hard way. Alright, so I've decided to just edit my videos together and upload them that way. So we'll have to wait until I can get a bigger system to do any live sharing of my screen. That kind of stuff takes a lot of bandwidth and all that kind of stuff. And I thought I had a pretty decent system because I use it for work, but for YouTube streaming services, I guess not. So anyway, I went through and took a few notes of the videos, of the audio files. One of the people that the police spoke to in regards to Maddie being missing was an old girlfriend of Stephan's. And she had dated him recently. And she said that he vented about Jen all the time. And she said one particular night, that she asked him if he wanted to spend the night. And he said no, because if he didn't get to the house, then they couldn't sleep. Talking about Jennifer and Maddie. And the girlfriend said, well, I thought you guys were broke up. And he said, well, we are, but Maddie still sleeps with me. And she was like, well, how old is she? She said, I assumed that he was talking about a younger child. And he told her, and she said that she told him how inappropriate that was. And she said that he was really good at playing on words. So he could he could turn it around and he could twist it around and make it seem really innocent, And I wanted to do a video on how victims of this kind of abuse internalize all of this stuff. And I'm not just talking about Maddie as a victim. Everybody in the family, everyone associated with this situation is a victim. These roommates, this ex-girlfriend, they're all going to be traumatized over this event, this incident. Maddie losing her life. And now hindsight is 2020. So everybody's looking back on all of this stuff now that it's all coming out. And everybody's feeling really guilty. And everybody is going back and analyzing every word. And a whole lot of people want to crucify Jennifer. They want to crucify this ex-girlfriend. Why didn't she call the police sooner? She actually called the sheriff's office, and they came out and interviewed her. Her interview was in February 29th, 2024. So this was just the beginning of this year. And so she said that that when he would play his word salad, I guess is what you'd want to call it, she thought he was just dumb. She said, I thought he was just stupid. Another time, she said that he was upset because he said that he was in the shower, that he will take a shower, and then Jen will be in the bedroom, and when he comes out of the shower, that Maddie will be sitting on the bed with Jen, and that she'll see him naked, and that he'll get up and walk in the bedroom naked in front of her. And she said, well, why don't you get dressed in the bathroom? You don't need to be going in the bedroom naked in front of this child. And he said, oh, well, it's too hot, or this or that, and then he would give some kind of a response on how it was just innocent, He said that, she said that she did not disregard any of these comments that he made, that she asked him, she confronted him on all of this stuff. She said that he made the comment that he sleeps in boxers and that when he wakes up, he has to turn himself around in the bed. Now remember, they all three slept in the same bed together from the time they got together. Jen told the police that they all three slept together from day one. Now, I was a single mom most of my children's lives, and I did end up in a relationship several years ago, and one of the things that the person I got into the relationship with, no kids in my bed, period. They were not allowed to sit on our bed at all. Now, and at the time, I thought it was a little bit over, a little bit much, but now, I don't. Now, I think he was right on the money. You should never, ever allow anyone to put you into a situation where you feel uncomfortable. Jen said repeatedly, the police kept asking her why she would allow them to sleep in the same bed together. And she repeatedly said, I don't think I was ever comfortable with it. They asked her, when did you become comfortable with letting them sleep in the bed together? And she said, I don't know if I ever was comfortable with it. So, let's see. When Stephan was saying this to the ex-girlfriend, she said, well, if you guys aren't seeing each other anymore, then why are you still sleeping with her child? Because remember, she was asking him to spend the night, and he was not. He couldn't, because he had to get back to Maddie. Because he said that she liked his body warmth, and that's why he had to be there to sleep with her. And then she said that she felt very uncomfortable with all of this information that he had divulged to her, and so she decided she did not want to be involved with this guy, and so she cut ties with him. She said that he wanted to be friends. He wanted to stay friends with her. And she said that she didn't want to be friends. She did not want to be his friend. And that she ended up having to threaten him with going to HR to get him to stop pushing to be friends. Like, that's kind of stalking behavior, And so when she would confront him about sleeping with Maddie, he said, oh, well, she just likes to cuddle. We're just cuddling. He would never admit to doing anything bad. He would always have an excuse for why he had to sleep with her. So, let's see. The cops asked her why she didn't report any of this. She said she just thought he was dumb, and she was afraid that if she reported it and nothing was happening, that, she would be looked at as, I guess a nosy person or whatever. She reported that she did sleep with him. She was intimate with him a few times. She said that he could only ever get halfway there. And most regularly, right? She said that normally they only were intimate a few times during their relationship. And she said that normally they just played board games and they hung out, kept each other company. Most of the time, he was a very depressed person. She said that he was always frustrated about something. She said that when they argued, he was never violent, but that he would argue anything and everything. He had to always be right about everything. She said that he would twist things until he made it fit him being right. He told her that if he didn't take Adderall, that he just couldn't function at all. He admitted to taking Adderall. Everybody in that house was on some kind of mental health medication. And they all talked about whenever that Jen slept all the time, and that anytime that they talked to her and she seemed like she was out of it, that they just assumed it was her medication, because she was always trying to get the medication levels right on everything that she was taking. And there's a lot of people that are over medicated today, but as parents we have to be vigilant about who is around our kids. Oh my gosh, she was so negligent. She did say one thing, that one time that he had her lay face down and pretend like she was dead. And she said that that was the only time that he was complete in their intimacy, if that helps you. And remember, he went back to the crime scene twice before they found Maddie. Let's see. She said that it was all just very weird, and, that some things are okay, but this guy was weird, and she avoided him after she broke it off with him. She said that after she broke it off with him, he started dating another woman at Disney, and she said that she was a cast member there, and she said that she was special. She said that she was just angry. She was an angry person all the time. She said that he was frustrated because when he was younger, this is what he had told her. Remember, this is all, secondhand information. That when he was younger, that it was real, that he could sleep with anybody anytime. He didn't have no problems getting a girlfriend or someone to sleep with him when he was young. But then when he got older, it was harder. He was upset about that because she said that he felt like he was ugly, and that he was just a very manipulative and controlling person. And I think we can see how he was very controlling with Jen, and how he was very controlling with Maddie. And Jen she just allowed that to happen. She's just took her meds and went to sleep. That's what it looks like to me, And as parents, we can't do that. We cannot do that. We have got to protect our children. A whole lot of women, I don't really know the statistic off the top of my head, I'll have to look that up, but just sitting here talking about this, giving my thoughts and opinions only. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, and we pray for all the victims of abuse and all the victims of losing loved ones. But I know how it feels to feel guilty, when a teenage girl is being done that way, a preteen. Once it's happened for so long and you've kept that secret for so long, you feel shame and you feel guilt that now you're part of it, You're part of this sick behavior. Because you know it's wrong, or you wouldn't keep it quiet. You wouldn't keep the secret. Because then you also got to compound that with you love this person, especially if it's somebody in your family. You love this person. You don't want to see them go to jail. You don't want to see them get in trouble. And then you have to face your accuser, or face the person who you're saying did this. If you tell it, you'll have to face them. They'll know that you told. They'll know that you didn't keep your pact with them, your secret. And, you know, that's such a heavy weight for a child to bear, especially one who's just going into puberty, and you have all those normal emotions and thoughts and feelings going every which way. You compound that with all of that stuff, and that's why you see so much substance abuse. That's why you see so much, seeking out ways of covering up that pain. Alcohol, substance abuse, whatever. Some people gamble. There's all kinds of ways that people deal with their own issues. And so, and as like with Jen, or the parent, they love that person too. They don't want to think that person has done that. So I think that's why a lot of times they're not believed. Children are not believed. I'm sure that so much more is going to come out. But I just wanted to give a little quick update on what the interview was with Stephan's ex-girlfriend. And I'm just going to do videos on each interview and kind of give a rundown on what they are. Because if you go look them all up on YouTube and you listen to them, man, there's hours of this stuff. So instead of you having to sit through hours of it to listen to it, I'll break it down in little short videos. All right. And we'll just have a conversation about, a bigger conversation about how to stop this from happening to somebody else. Because what they found was 30,000 plus photographs, images, videos on Stephan's phone or iCloud or whatever it was that they had found it on over a 5-year period of time. There were red flags all over this, and how it was not known. Hindsight's 20/20, but at some point somebody's got to be held responsible. I know he's the monster, and no, I don't think that this little girl's mommy had anything to do with her death. I don't think that she knew that this was happening. But I'll leave you with one other video that came out, or audio that came out, was Jen with the police. And she told the police that she told Stephan that her biggest fear was that he would groom Maddie, and by the time she was old enough of age, that they would run away together and leave her. She saw the relationship between him and Maddie, and she still continued to let her sleep in the bed with him. She had a suspicion that their relationship, she could see, if you're on the outside looking in, you can see those things if you really pay attention. And her gut was telling her, but she didn't listen. Her gut was telling her, but she didn't listen. or she wouldn't have told him that. You know, these people that do these things are in all of our communities. For the statistic to be so high for women to be abused as when they're young, this is happening all the time. And it's happening right under your nose, right under everybody's nose. And we shouldn't wait until something happens to stop it.